Welcome. Hello, everyone. I'm Tonya, and I'm the owner and photographer of Beauty Marks Boudoir, and this is Shelby.
Hi.
And I must say, this is the absolute first episode of the video blog, maybe podcasts, maybe something really powerful and amazing. Definitely something really powerful and amazing. And we'll see what we do with it. So bear with me as I figure out what it's going to look like, what it's going to sound like. I got the new microphones on, and nothing today, if you can imagine, went the way it should have.
It is
But
a story of our
yeah,
lives.
story of all of it. But you know what we do? We improvise, we make it happen, and that's what we did today. And um, today was my photo shoot day. So in the studio today, we had some more photography come in and do my headshots, personal branding, and a lot of fun stuff. And we were not quite on schedule when Shelby showed up for this one. So she jumps in like true Shelby fashion and helps get the last few pictures on the wall and do some behind the scenes shot for us. So it's today's really milestones happen today for sure. So, and then the only thing that Shelby and I talked about before this conversation was, Shelby, when was your first session? And we had to look it up.
Yeah.
It was February 13th, 2021. So, October, November, December, January, 5 months-ish into the opening of the brand new studio, like when the studio first opened.
Mm-hmm.
So we were brand new babies in the studio, not new to Boudoir, but the studio, the way my dream and vision for this space. 5 months and brand new into this one.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of when you think back to like that, your first session in the studio?
I think about how I felt so empowered at that time. Like I was a little nervous because I'd done boudoir photography before, so I was familiar with it.
Yeah.
But it was like a first time meeting you and just like your style and everything like that. So it was a little nerve-wracking in the beginning just because it was new, right? New person. But then I was like, when we kind of started getting into it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember how I'm supposed to do this.
Yeah.
I distinctively remember like you and Aaron were like, you need to be a model. And I'm like, stop it.
Oh,
You shut your mouth right now. And that just like gave me the confidence.
yeah.
Just finishing that session up and just loving the session and loving the time. And ever since then, here I've been.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, all these questions just popped into my mind right now, and now I don't even know where to start. I remember that because one, you're so much fun. You are so much fun to photograph. So it takes me back to like that moment. And I was like, are we doing white sheets? And you're like, no, we're doing animal print sheets. And you had your animal print sheet. But when this session was different because we were going to do a little bit less, like it's still posed, like we still have ideas and we still have things that we're doing. And by pose, I mean, we have a vision for like, okay, we're going to lay on the bed and this is where we're going to start. And then we kind of flow through it and turn it into whatever we turn it into from there. And that was a little bit of a different style than what you've had before. Beautiful images, but like a whole new vibe. You got to be a little bit more stripped down, which was something you were really excited about, but also a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it was honestly the first time I had ever been nude per se.
Yeah.
And honestly, like you have been the only person that has seen me nude besides my husband.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, and I'm totally cool with that, and that's great.
Right.
And I never would have been able to say that, or feel confident to be like taking pictures
Yeah.
nude or anything like that. Years and years and years ago, because I've always struggled with my self-esteem, but every session that we've done had to emphasize and just made my self-esteem explode, I should say, just because it's just when I'm feeling down, I'm like, okay, it's time for a session, you know what I mean? And I think that's just so amazing. And I know that first session was just, I love the way that first session went.
Yeah.
Where it just made me want to keep doing it.
Right.
And I have kept doing it. So,
and I love how you said that because like sometimes when you've shown up for some of your sessions, you're like going through some of the hardest things that you're going through and you still show up.
yeah.
You know, you're like, not feeling it. You're like, I wasn't feeling inspired to come. I just
Mhm.
didn't. But you like knew that you're gonna feel something when you get here. Like when you can turn that part of your brain off, you're gonna get to just be alive and have fun. But I mean, life does do that to us, honestly.
Yeah.
Like we're like, I'm not inspired. I didn't even look at outfits or like pick anything or, because typically, one thing about Shelby's photo shoots is that she's always jumping in on some of these model calls. So her session isn't always as typical as my regular signature session with the consultation and the wardrobe fitting, all those things. I mean, we still get on the phone and chat about it, but it's a little bit more, okay, here's the theme, here's the idea, bring what your soul, like, stay within the guide, but like whatever your soul feels like.
Right.
And sometimes you just didn't have it in you to like dig deep and find it, but we found it that day anyway. So,
Right.
or we just were like, okay, let's just do it. Whatever it turns into, let's do it.
Yeah, and that's usually how it always is too with
Right.
every one of our sessions. Is we're just like, I kind of have a vague idea, or I'll like bring certain things, and I'm like, we don't have to do this. Whatever your vision is, like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just here to have a good time.
And we always end up forgetting something that I was excited about because time just gets away from us.
It does.
Um,
My vibe is always like, I have to incorporate leopard print too, and
Yeah.
Harry's tingles.
I love that. And we
So-
could never skip that to do a glitter polish or a glitter lip, which is still on our list of things to do. But we could never skip like the traditional animal print at all to do the glitter lip.
Right?
So, so I was trying to remember how many sessions we've done. So, because we did your first initial session in the studio that February,
Mm-hmm.
and then you came in for, was it you've done, how many have you done since then? You haven't done the car shoot.
Yeah.
Yes, you did do the car shoot.
Yep, we did.
Oh, yes, you did, because you did the band tee and you were on the edge of the car, like, all in the sun and the light. Yes,
Yep.
you did do the car shoot.
We did that, and then we did my flower one. So that would be 3 in total.
Oh, yes.
We had the landscape, so that's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Didn't you come in one time, or was that merged with another one for like some candy pink?
yes, that one too.
Was that a separate one, or was that merged with the flower one?
I don't remember. No, it wasn't merged with flower one because I think the flower one was a different one.
I know you had the SpongeBob earrings.
Yeah,
like earrings.
yeah. Then I had because that was with the black background. Because with the nudescapes, I did also a leopard print as well.
Oh, the top with the
Yeah,
jeans.
yeah, with the
Oh,
jeans.
so good, so good.
Yeah, so that was merged
So that's
together.
5.
But then I think the flowers was a separate one. And
Yeah.
then we did this Valentine's one.
Yep.
And then we just did
Another one.
another one.
So,
like
made of
weeks ago.
miscounted. So it's either 7 or 8
Yeah.
sessions since 2021.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so freaking cool. And what have you got for products so far? Like things, you have some prints?
Yep. I have my first session has the most, I want to say,
Right.
stuff. So I
Right.
got a booklet.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful booklet. I love that booklet.
But did you have the crystal album?
I don't yes, I think it is. I think it is a
Do you have
so-
a picture on the front?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. So I have that. And then yes, all prints.
And then did you get a wall art with that one?
I don't
I
think
know my collections
did.
were a little bit different in the beginning.
Yeah, they were. I don't think so. I think I just got the book with the first time, and then I think that was it. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yep. And then all the other ones that I've done have just been prints.
Trickled in some
Yeah.
prints here and there. Yeah.
So like 1 or 2 prints that I've.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that. So, I'm trying to think. I think I remember how you found B&B was like something about CrossFit
Mm-hmm.
or like I had photographed a friend of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Which way did that go first?
So I think CrossFit was supposed to. I used to go to CrossFit Fargo, and there was going to be like a cool like women's retreat.
Oh, that you were involved with? Yes.
And then it didn't work out and didn't pan out. So then
The retreat didn't happen.
no, it did
Okay,
not
yeah.
happen. Yep, nope, it did not happen. So I was really looking forward to that. And then a friend of mine from CrossFit, um, she kind of was saying, "Hey, I was thinking about doing boudoir photography."
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah, do it." So then she became one of your original
Oh, yep,
affiliates.
yep.
And then I really empowered her to do it, and she really really enjoyed that. And then finally it got to be the point where I was like, okay, I'm ready to
Was that 2019 when I had the brand in
probably.
I feel like it was even 18 to 19.
I think so. And I
Fascinating.
think during that time, because I started following you and
Yeah.
the CrossFit thing kind of went haywire, didn't happen, I should say. And then I signed up for your affiliate program too, but then my friend got part of it. And then I was like, "Oh, that's so awesome.
Right.
You gotta keep doing it, and this is really empowering, like keep doing it." And I really encouraged her to do it. And then when it got to be the point where I was like, "Okay, I'm ready to do another boudoir shoot and just start."
Right.
And then I met you, and then I was like, "Yep, here we are."
And now every time, like, we're into something fun, or there's a model session coming up, or a mini session that you love, you're like all in, and we're always doing shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
I love that so much.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the I have a couple of these questions written down. Let me try. I scribbled them so I can't read it. What would you say is the biggest difference between your very first session in the studio here and your most recent session in the studio?
There really isn't much differences. I would say that just maybe obviously there's a difference between having you and Aaron and then just you recently.
Yep.
That basically the big difference in regards to that. Otherwise, not any of the quality of the work or anything like that is not any different. It's just less person.
Right. One less person, and then a little bit of like I feel like, well, for me, I've gotten to know you, and we've become such good friends over time, which I feel like that one really beautiful thing to note is that I've made so many friends
Yes.
during these sessions. But we've also, it's like this, I still take such good care of my guests, but we have this like nonchalant kind of a friendship too. But I get to read you before your last session, we just sat and chatted a little bit first and then got into the session.
Yeah.
And I feel like that connection was like really important.
Yeah.
Part of it. But in the beginning, I feel like I could, as much as I try to feel my guests out and get to know them, I don't get to know them that well. Right. And now after all of that time, I'm like, I feel like we should just sit and chat first, or we should connect a little bit first.
Yeah.
Because, things were happening, big things are happening. So like chatting it out and getting some of that harder conversation out and maybe like shaking off a little bit of the feel. And then we can jump into the photo shoot with like a little bit less on the brain. I feel like that would be one thing that I noticed between like shooting somebody the first time and trying to hear as much that I can know about them in the little bit of time that I get, the consultation, the wardrobe, which is I get to know a lot. We're not just jumping in a shoot the same day, but I don't get to really know somebody and feel somebody. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about shooting somebody multiple times.
Yeah.
Is that you get to know them, and then you lean into their personality when you're doing the shoots, which is really fun for me.
Yeah, and I think it becomes less formal.
Yeah.
It really becomes less formal. And I think like you said, you become friends and you just get to hang out.
It's a personalized.
It's just like personalize and hang out, which is great.
Do you have any ideas for future shoots that have run through your mind?
I mean, I have tons.
Anything that's sticking out, like a top maybe?
Top two for sure. If I ever become pregnant, it would be automatic maternity.
Yeah.
Shoot would be one of the first things. Other than that, that's just like my major-ish one.
Right.
But honestly, like I just predict doing sessions, like if you ever have a good idea where you're like, hey, we're gonna do this, like I'm always like, yep, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, so whatever ideas come up, I'm always all board to do it,
I'm pretty sure I just secured a beautiful kitchen for my kitchen, cooking,
Sure.
couples possibly. Like it could be solo or couples.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure I just secured a location for that. And my next outdoor inspiration, because who knows when this is gonna launch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's top tier list of things to do because I'm so excited to launch these episodes. But is a 4-post bed, like canopy bed, white valances like the one on the mirror there, hanging down, flowing outside. No flowers, but outside next to the trees in the area. I have a location picked out. It's going to cost me like $400 to like build the scene.
Right.
And I'm going to have to haul this bed, this mattress to the location, put a bed together.
Yeah.
But it's going to be so beautiful.
That sounds really cool.
So those 2 photo shoots have been like on my heart, just like the Audrey minis were on my heart.
Yeah.
So they are for sure going to happen this year. Like I just talked to my friend about the kitchen one, and I'm already like all in for the next location. So
that's awesome. I love the Audrey minis. Was really cool just to do and just to watch and see new faces to that, because it was just really cool to see just all the people that have come to you too, that I've like just know, not necessarily like acquaintances that I know or who I have on social media that, you know, like I know of, and then they're like, oh look, stay pictured with Tonya. That's amazing. You know,
that you recognize, that you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Like,
it's fun. And the mini sessions are really fun because they bring in a lot of people who have, like you, done the big session already. You did the big shoot. And now you just want like a small collection from this mini or from the model launch that I do or the creative calls that I do.
Yes.
But they also bring in new guests because they, one, have a really beautiful theme, and people love a good theme, but they're also already mapped out, planned. You don't have to overthink. It's not a full day commitment. It's an in and out situation. Maybe there's hair and makeup. Each one is personalized, but or each one is individual. But typically there's some form of hair and makeup typically included, and a theme, and a 30-minute session.
Right.
And all you have to do is pick the outfit that you're going to wear that fits the theme.
Exactly.
And personalize that part to you. And that's what makes the mini sessions so fun. And it always ends up about 50-50. Like, I get half new guests and then half return guests that are so excited to come back in and do something little. They already did the big one. And then to just, some people are just taking the first step into Boudoir. And it's a great little dip your feet in kind of way. And the mini sessions have been really fun that way. So the end questions that I have, some of them don't fit you. Like, would you do it again? We already know that you're like, sign me up. What are we doing?
Yeah. I am a seasoned. I would say something funny, but I don't know if it's appropriate. It's not PG, but
I don't know what. See, that's a fun thing to know, is I don't know what we can say,
right,
and how much we can get away with, because I want to be able to use these on the socials,
you know,
and I want to put them on the YouTube, and then I want to launch the podcast,
right,
which doesn't have any faces at all,
right.
So I don't know what we can get away with at this point. I know some platforms you can say whatever the heck you want to, and the other ones are like, bye.
I know YouTube. I
check you right there,
right? I think YouTube is very strict, but
they probably are.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's shenanigans were a lot, though.
That's true.
I feel like
Jeffrey slays. So
yes, so many shenanigans.
I know, it's true.
But what advice would you give? What advice would you give somebody who is thinking about Boudoir, but maybe a little nervous? It's their first time; they haven't done it before. What would you give from when you were nervous, or what your thoughts were, and maybe from like a relative space of like where you were sitting with it?
Yeah. I would say the best advice I'd give somebody would be just embrace them, but realize that they're very temporary. Very temporary.
Yeah.
It's going to be there like, oh yeah, I'm kind of nervous, like,
right.
Ooh, whatever. but then once you first kind of get that glimpse, if you're gonna like show a little glimpse of it, or just like the words of affirmation that you're giving your clients while you're doing it, it's like it just goes away. So like the biggest advice is to just like jump in.
Yeah.
Jump in and do it, because you're gonna feel better at the end.
Did you do anything special to kind of prepare yourself for your sessions? Or do you have something that you do that prepares you for your sessions?
Not really. I typically go with the flow with all my sessions. I want to say maybe the first time I've ever did Boudoir. Just because I was seasoned, I've done Boudoir prior.
Yep.
But like the first time doing Boudoir, I was just like, I really felt like I wanted to cover everything up.
Right.
Like I had like a baby doll on, but I wanted to cover my stomach. Like I've always been a bigger plus size girl, so I cover all my flaws, and I want to make sure that's all covered.
Right.
Whereas like the more I've done it, the more I'm not necessarily caring about that anymore.
Right.
So like for somebody who's never done it before, like you're gonna want to feel like, oh, don't shoot this and don't do that. Obviously respect your boundaries.
Right.
But like don't be afraid to just be you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Just embrace it. Just embrace everything about you, because that's what it is. It's about embracing who you are, and no matter what your body looks like, or you know, gender, whatever, anything,
right,
whoever you are, just makes the boudoir makes you a star.
Yeah,
it does.
And I always tell everyone, if you let me, I would still love to photograph that insecurity.
Yeah.
And try to pose you or move you in a way that you're going to feel a little bit more confident when you see.
Yeah.
But also, if you're okay with it, and I do flow through some of my favorite looks that I feel like you're going to love, when you're culling through your images and we're looking at them together.
Yeah.
If you don't love them, nobody ever has to see them.
Right.
We skip right past them.
Yep.
You say love it, hate it, hate it, hate it, skip it, or I try not to say hate it, but just skip it. Don't say mean things to yourself. You did a great job. You were right. But like I always try, if I'm allowed, to still capture that part to see if because one thing about us is we're always looking at ourselves in a reflection.
Yes.
In the mirror at a goofy angle, or like down, or but to see, like when you're being photographed, you actually get to see from the vision of somebody else, and that's what you're looking at. You're not looking at yourself in reverse like you see yourself every single day. It's the only way we get to see ourselves is in reverse, except for in a picture. So I always say, if I'm allowed, please let me try. And if you don't love them, we can skip them. Nobody ever has to see them. You don't have to have them. You don't have to get one because you think that it will make me feel better.
Right.
Just pass it, because there's going to be ones you love anyways. Like you're going to love the one so much that the one that you're like, oh, you're going to forget about it in a minute, So yeah, I love that. I love that so much. What is the last one? I think I did it. I think we did it. Like what was your next idea was my last one. How you heard about us. What's the difference? I think we nailed it all. And then Friday? Is it Friday you're on my schedule to look at your images and wrap it up?
Friday or Saturday, I don't remember. To look.
Yes. Because that's what we have next. You and I are going to look through your images from the Audrey session, because we had to push it out a little bit. And see which ones you love from there.
Yeah.
Which was the ones that were a little bit Audrey Hepburn, like towel inspired. And we'll go through your images and see which ones you love.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, to see what they are.
You have any thoughts? Any last thoughts for the end of this podcast? I feel like we nailed it. We did so good for the first one. First run.
Yeah.
I mean, I have, I can't believe it's done 7. Like, I knew it was a lot of sessions, but like 7, 8.
Them, yeah. Like, I didn't realize it was that many.
That's wild. It's so wild. Would you die if we go look on that phone right now and the episode's deleted? Absolutely. I would just go to bed. Going to bed.
Going through what we've gone through today, or how today has gone.
Right. All right. Well, That was amazing. Thank you for hanging out through me deleting like 1,000 videos off my phone to make this work somehow, and me being behind on my photo shoot. But
That's fine.
how does it feel after being part of the studio for since 2021 and now being the very first episode?
That feels amazing. I just like, I can't believe every time you ask me to do something or be involved, or just even the fact that my face is on your Facebook
Oh, I love
as like your head saying, and how you've put me on your business cards is just like, it just fills my heart so much. Like, I love it so much, and it just, thank you so much, yeah. Like, it's just been, it's been an amazing experience. And just, and also like bringing my friends to you and like saying, hey, this and stuff, like,
And thank you
it's
for
been,
that.
yeah, well, it's just been great because I just can't praise your business and you enough because I love you so much.
Thank you.
But
Thank
yes,
you.
thank you so much. But yes, I'm just the opportunities, even just like some of my images being in the form. Like one of mine was in the form that you had. And
I forgot about that already.
I know. I
my
was in
gosh.
commercials too. And like when
You've helped out at the Rough Rider
Yeah.
Chicken Iron Expo and the last paint one and this
Yeah.
paint one coming up. We can.
yeah. If you need a lot of help with that, please hit me up.
Yes, yeah. Thing on Friday.
I think our thing is on Saturday. We're looking at my painting. You say that because I think your painting is on Friday, right?
All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Okay, so this was it. That's the end. This is it. We did it. High five. Yeah.